All right, America's military might is guarding our freedom and our prosperity. That's the subject of the riff. So President Trump called the rescue of our brave Weapons Air Force pilot deep in the mountains of Iran an Easter miracle. Well, absolutely. But it was also an example of the extraordinary capability of the mightiest military history has ever seen. In Mr. Trump's own words, take a listen.
But hundreds of people went into this journey. Hundreds of people could have been killed. Forget about the equipment, a lot of equipment, nobody cares. Hundreds of people could have been killed. So we had people that were within the military that said this is not a wise, and I understood that, but I decided to do it.
All right. Meanwhile, indirect deal talks continue, but no deal has been reached as of this reporting. And when asked if tomorrow's 8 p.m. deadline is a final deadline, President Trump earlier today, firmly said, yeah, end quote. Now, as we have heard from General Jack Keane, and I fully agree, one way or another, all of Iran's capabilities will be destroyed through military action, whether there's a deal or not, okay? And Mr. Trump is now forcefully arguing that the Strait of Hormuz must be reopened. This condition, along with ending Iran's nuclear capabilities and their terrorist activities, is somehow a big problem for the Iranians. But who are the Iranian negotiators? This is the third level after the first two were eliminated. It's hard to know whether the civilian parliament or the IRGC, the Revolutionary Guard, is running the place. Maybe it's both. Maybe it's neither. I don't know. The Republican Guard is not only the military leader, and I think the political leader, but they own and run most of the Iranian economy and its businesses. It's kind of like the mafia or the Mexican drug cartels. And I don't think they'll ever agree to the 15 points that Mr. Trump has laid out. And let me underscore the importance of reopening Hormuz, not only in economic terms, but for geopolitical reasons. The U.S. must show strength in stopping Iranian blackmail. Meanwhile, the U.S. economy itself is coming in stronger than most folks expected. In March, private job creation boomed. And the ISMs, the Institute for Supply Managers, both manufacturing and services, well, they continue in growth territory, and the March numbers were higher than the January figures. Profits are strong. The stock market seems to have stabilized. West Texas oil is around $110, but the futures curve says it's going to be $70 a year from now. Now, in the oil patch, the break-even cost of production is said to be in the low to mid-60s. But at a dinner a couple nights ago, a senior executive of a very, very large oil company, he told me the real break-even is about $35 a barrel. So I expect oil prices to sink. America will remain the dominant oil player in the world. America's military is the great guardian of our freedoms and our prosperity. And as far as Iran is concerned, well, that country will never be the same again. And that's a good thing. And that's the riff. All right.